Welcome back, fellow. Well, I was going to say gaming. Welcome back, fellow gaming fanatics. That's what I wanted to say. This is WWE Supercard. I am MyTyme, and we are back with an episode. It has been a while. I do apologise, but I am now around more often for January, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more stuff out to you guys. And when I did do a video, but it was kind of delayed in me letting it go, so I decided just to wipe it. We'll start again. We are on the road to glory to get Neville. We'll look at those prizes in a moment. I've got nothing good from King of the Rings recently. This one has only just started, I believe. So yep, I'm just basically playing King of the Rings at the moment just to try and get a few rewards, hardened elite cards, because I wasn't around to keep energizing in them. I've just been playing them just to get rewards, get cards, you know, fill out the card category, use cards to feed away, etc. So we will come back to that hopefully in a couple of days. Maybe now I'm back, I'll be able to do okay in this one. So let's have a look at Road to Glory and see what's going on. I'm going to say a big shout out to my team. We did get the last team card. It was Road to Glory. I think I got about 435 points. I think I wanted to get to 500, but I slept a little bit longer in part of the time and kind of went into work for a few hours, and it enabled me to hit the 500 mark, but we did get that. So the cards we got up for grabs here, once again I'm going to shoot past straight into legendary cards. So Shawn Michaels, for those that are starting, this is a very good card. I believe he's like top 3 in the tier. I'm going to sneeze in a sec, apologies. Excuse me, I felt that coming. We then hit Bubba Ray Dudley in Survivor, and if you watch back to my many moons ago to my videos, I was actually getting Bubba Ray's Devons. I think it was Devon that I got more, and I just hated these cards. They're just useless. I made a pro, I think it was Devon, and then I got another and Bubba, and I just got rid of them. So it's a useless Survivor card, but if you're just starting out in the game, any Survivor card will help you. And if you thought Bubba Ray Dudley was useless in Survivor tier, well, they give you Braun Strowman in WrestleMania, which just about compounds you to thinking, great, cheers for these rewards. But we then hit Stone Cold Steve Austin in SummerSlam. So for those of you who have been playing for a little while, probably in SummerSlam tier, and this is basically the best card you could hope for from a reward in SummerSlam tier. Okay, so I'm got to work on Stone Cold at the moment. I will end up finishing him today and then working on the other cards. I will get this Neville card, but it won't probably be towards the end of the weekend. So Stone Cold, really great card to get. We then hit Kofi Kingston, which is just an average card for the hardened. We hit Sami Zayn, which is a reasonably good card, pretty good card for the elite. And then we hit Randy Orton for the ultimate. Again, another pretty good card. So the rewards for the top end are actually, with the exception of Kofi Kingston, are all pretty good, pretty decent, you know, good cards, top 10 kind of cards out there. So for anyone who is kind of playing the game and working up towards those kind of levels, if you can get these cards, I would recommend it, because I really do honestly believe, although a lot of people will maybe say that I'm wrong, I really do believe that there is something waiting in the wings in the game for a new tier to come soon. And I think some of these rewards that they've been giving out recently is an indication of that. I mean, we can even go to our login rewards as well, and you will see here that Ryback was actually an undercard in the last team event, so that would make a WrestleMania Pro for people. And here you've got Kofi Kingston as the hardened card. So if you're new to the game, you're going to get a hardened pro by playing this RTG and getting the login bonus. So it does appear to me, that they're working on something, whether it's in line with Royal Rumble or it's going to be at the beginning of February, I don't know, but I honestly do think that there is something, a new tier, all that kind of stuff, coming out pretty soon, and the rewards are kind of pushing me along that way to think that it's probably sooner rather than later. So what's happened for me? Well, I did get an ultra rare pull. It was a support, it was Paul Heyman, so we won't bother going to show you that. And I do want to clear up a couple of things. First of all, me silver starring cards, and I'll give you an example. In fact, I can show you here. I don't need to go any further. I can do none, and I believe I have, or maybe I don't anymore. Okay, yeah, so silver starring cards, some people seem to think that is bad, it is, you know, awful, it is kind of disrespectful. Well, it isn't, because if you take a card like this Eric Rowan card, for example, you get X amount of XP per elite card, per hardened card, per etc. Now if you make a card into a pro, the amount of XP that card gives you is increased, and than training the 2 cards away singly. So if I had 2 single Eric Rowans and I trained them into a card, I will get less XP than I do training in this pro Eric Rowan. Okay, so silver starring cards is a great thing to do if they're cards you're not going to use to train them away to get more XP. Okay, so when I'm there trying to get to level 50 in my Alexa Bliss, when I get this Neville card done and I've got to get him up to level 50, it takes so much training to get them up there. You have to use some of the top tier cards to increase that or decrease, should I say, the time it takes you to pro that card out. Especially if you say when you use them in King of the Ring, your King of the Ring's coming towards the end, you want to put in your new pro, you've been training these games, you now need to get him up to level 50 out of 50. You can't do that quickly by using commons, uncommons, rares, super rares, ultra rares that you're just pulling off the board, a few epics, a few legendaries. You're going to have to throw in, you know, WrestleMania pros that you don't use anymore, WrestleMania cards you've got, SummerSlam pros you don't use, SummerSlam cards you've got, and even them, they only move you up fractionally when you get to the later levels of these, especially the ultimate cards. So like again, if I show you my combinable, I'm going to be working on this Samoa Joe as well. I'm going to have that other Neville card when it comes in to do. So it's a good time for you to use those cards. Cards you don't need, that you're not going to use in tiers that you no longer, say, play-ins. For example, cards that I'm now getting hard and elite are not going to be really useful to me. They're not going to help my deck enough. I will silver star them and then use them to feed up the cards I am using, or the cards that I'll be using in the future. So it's not always a case of silver starring out of spite. Okay, also something I actually didn't realise until I have to go this way. No, I don't have to go this way. Until I was in the game. Just to recap on what happened with my Bret Hart card. Now, I messaged support. 11 days later, I get an email back saying that they basically, what's the polite way? They basically gave you, it's kind of like a sarcastic email that they were saying that it had been too long, my email was being disregarded, and if I still have the problem, please contact them again, which kind of wound me up. But then I noticed this comment up here, this tag support. I never saw this tab before, so if you've got it, let me know. But at the top right hand, and I got this from feedback. So can you please contact feedback about your Bret Hart event card? Now I got this basically at the same time I got this email back, but I didn't know, okay, because I was away on holiday, and then I saw this a couple of days in, so I thought, okay, I'll do it when I get back. I got back, I've been busy doing stuff, and feedback contact me again. Please contact feedback about your event card. So I am actually going to contact them. As you can see, this is still like nearly a week ago now, or in fact it is a week ago today, so I will contact them, see what they say. But I'm kind of happier now that they've actually contacted me in game. Even if I don't get the card, I was really quite annoyed with the message that they gave you in that feedback email. It was really sarcastic. It was almost kind of condescending as well. It was like, ha, we've been really busy, sorry I couldn't get to you, so we're going to delete your message, but please feel free to contact us again if the problem still exists. And you're like, why couldn't you just reply to my message and carry on? Why do I have to start it again? Why does it have to be resubmitted? But that's where that is. So hopefully if I can get that card, we'll see what they say. I'm not really too bothered anymore. I've kind of gone past it. I know it's not going to be used in a couple of months time anyway, but it would have been nice to get it, considering I did spend the time to technically try and get the card. We do have new Money in the Bank rewards as well. Let's pull up those very quickly. In fact, let me just cut out and come back in just to stop any interference coming on here, because something's about to pop up on my screen. Don't have many contracts because, again, I haven't really played much. I've not been on the games too much since the beginning of the year, and I am going to be able to change that now. So if we come into the rewards and have a look, we're going to scroll back. Personally, I'm going to say people do not get anything below WrestleMania, okay? Even if you've just started the game, do not use any of your Money in the Bank contracts on those cards. Save them up, okay? It's a really, really big tip. Save up all your Money in the Bank contracts until you progress to the higher tiers, because these cards are going to become so irrelevant so quick. The way that the game has progressed and how they've increased the drop rates of WrestleMania, Epic, Survivor, Legendary, all these kind of cards in the tiers, means that you will be able to pull enough cards, and also in the events as well, because the points required for example, a legendary card, it's 35 points, isn't it? 35 points and then 55 points. Okay, 35 points for legendary Shawn Michaels, 75 points for Bubba Ray Dudley, 125 for Braun Strowman. Okay, that is pretty easy to get. Pretty easy, even if you do not have a particularly good deck. As long as you're kind of like around the legendary survivor mark, you will be able to get those cards by grinding through. Even if you have to do the +1s or the +3s using titles, etc., you will get those cards without having to spend any credits at all. So don't use your money in the bank contracts on those rewards. Now, the only reason I say you might want to use it on the SummerSlam card is because it is an Emma, and if you could get 2 Emmas, a SummerSlam female pro could help you depending on your tier you're in, and you will be able to take it forward into hardened tier. And for a lot of people, when you're not lucky with your pulls and with your rewards in King of the Rings, you probably might still be using her in your King of the Ring in elite tier as well, especially at the beginning. So that is one that you could potentially get. Still, however, I'd probably say save up your money in the bank contracts and just hope you get lucky along the way. But if you've got a huge amount and it would help you, then possibly that's where you go. Now, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, again, not bad cards in their respective tiers, not worth the contracts in my opinion. I'd save up your contracts until you can start getting the best cards available. Now, I've got Braun Strowman here for 19,200, which is a huge number of contracts. As you can see through his stats, power and toughness. Now, I'm going to pull out and come back into Charlotte. Now, this is not a contentious point, but a kind of people will be split opinions here on what to do. She's 22,800 contracts. Now, that is a shed load of contracts. If you look, I've only got 12,000 at the moment. So even if I grinded to get one of her, to get 2, I'm going to need 45,000 contracts, or just over. Now, a single Charlotte card would still be useful for me at the moment in some capacity. Well, she'd be slightly better, for example, than my Lita card. But she's not going to stay useful for very long at all. So there's absolutely no point getting her unless I'm going to get both contracts. So I always recommend to people, do not buy any of the rewards until you've got enough contracts to buy both. When you can buy the two people you want, get them both there, and then you know you can pro. If you only buy one, then in the next 27 days, for example, in my case, you didn't get enough contracts to get the pro, it's a waste of contracts. Will I be going for Charlotte? No. And the reason I'm not going to go for Charlotte is because she is only fractionally better than the other standard ultra rare cards, okay? Ultra rare ultimate cards. She is not good enough, in my opinion, for me to spend all these contracts on. I would rather wait, because I'm pretty sure in 27 days time or less there will be a new tier out, and I would rather use my contracts on, if I can get them saved up on a card in that new tier, which will help give me a boost in the early weeks there in King of the Rings, in the events, etc. Whereas this pro will be useful still, because she will be my best female card, and she will still be my best female card for a while until I manage to get a pro of a female in the new tier. I just don't think that relation of contract is going to be worth it, especially as I can't buy her now, okay? I will not be able to get it until towards the end of this Money in the Bank cycle, by which point I've missed out on 25 odd days worth of using her, which she would have been relevant in. So I'm going to give her a miss personally, but that's just my opinion. Now, with all that said, I'm going to shoot out, go back into grinding, probably come back when Neville is done, and hopefully when this King of the Ring is done, maybe show you some good rewards if I can get to the final. I will then show you hopefully my Samoa Joe will be pro'd up there, because Samoa Joe was the card from the last team event. So shout out to the team, thank you very much guys for helping to get that. That's a pro for me. I'll be using him, and then obviously this Neville will become a pro. Then I'll probably go back into King of the Ring, show you guys my best lineup, then enter a few King of the Rings in the next couple of weeks, see if we can get some female cards from those as rewards, see if we can get 1 or 2 pulls to try and build a team for when the next tier drops. So I've been MyTyme, thank you very much for watching guys. Hope you get something good out of this road to glory. Let me know if anything there is useful for you. Unfortunately there's no pros for me, or no pros that I use anyway, so the ultra rare, the ultimate is a single, and yes, I'm only really interested in that, but still Randy Orton, good card to have. With that, I'm signing out and saying thank you for watching as ever, people. Take care. I'll see you all soon.